Hello, and welcome to the latest edition of What in the World Have I Gotten Myself Into Now, also known as statistics. Okay, so I wanted to talk about creating box and whisker plots in Excel. You see here, I created one by hand. I did this in Paint. The only reason I did this in Paint is because it's a lot neater than if I drew it out. But yeah. Okay, so a box and whisker plot is usually, it's fairly simple. We don't always use them. They're not super ultra common, but it's good to know how to do them in case you ever do need them. And the way we create them, and there's a video on it for how to create them by hand, but you generally have your 5 number summary, which is made up of your minimum, your median, and your maximum. And then this Q1 is your first quartile. That just means like the quarter point. So basically you're dividing it up into like 4 pieces, right? So you've got your beginning, the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter, and your maximum. So you're just dividing up your data. That's all you're doing. You're chunking it into 4 pieces. And then I found the mean. We don't need it for the box and whisker, but it is on the one in Excel, so I'm going to show you. Okay, so I have my data. This is my one that I drew by hand, but I want Excel to do it. But I don't recommend getting Excel to do this. Now, I think that Google Sheets doesn't do this at all, but Excel does. The only thing is that it changes it, makes it funny. Okay, I'm going to select my data. So this is the same way you do like all the charts or graphs or whatever. I select my data, I go to insert, over here to my recommended charts. I don't see the statistics right here, so I'm going to go to other charts. And down here, statistical, this is our box and whiskers. Notice that it's vertical. Now I could change the chart title, but I'm not going to waste my time because last time I tried it, it glitched. Okay. Yeah. It's weird. Like it doesn't look right. And I don't really totally like it, me personally. So notice like the box is still kind of in the same place, like it's way down close to the minimum. But normally this whisker is supposed to go all the way to the max, but this whisker doesn't. It goes to 21, which is fine, but that's the one before the max. And then up here, the max is way out here. It doesn't even have a whisker. So I'm not really sure what the answer to this is. Let me change this to 55 and see if it changes. See, it's weird. Like the 55, like I took away the 21 and this went down to 16. I don't know. I'm not really sure why it does that. So for the box and whisker, you're theoretically supposed to have this. But yeah, it gives us this instead. Now, one thing it does give, and it's hard to see because of the colors, is that the mean is in here with this X. So you can barely see it. You see, I could change the colors on this. Yeah. Again, it might take a minute, but you can change the colors on this to make it more obvious, but the little mean is put right here. So my mean is 10.8, and that's like right here. No, that's anyway. I'm not going to mess with that because I'm just going to waste the time on the video. But this is a box and whisker plot in Excel. So you select your data, and you don't even have to necessarily write out the 5 number summary. I did just because I wanted to be able to see it, but if you're only just interested in the box and whisker, you don't necessarily need it. But just understand that if you do create it in Excel, it's going to put it vertical and it'll put your maximum way out there outside of the whisker. So yeah, I don't have any words for that. It's just, it doesn't look like a normal box and whisker, but yeah. Hooray. So normally like I prefer Excel. Excel is my favorite of the spreadsheet programs, but for this particular chart, I'm not completely happy with it. But to be honest, I've never actually used this chart in real life. So there's that. But if you have to use it in real life, you can always do it here. The other thing you might want to do if you actually did have to create one of these in real life is you could probably Google it. I haven't tried because I didn't care enough, but you could probably Google it and find some kind of an online program that would create box and whisker plots that look a little bit more like they should. But yeah, so you can do it in Excel. I wouldn't, but you could. Hooray, box and whiskers. Another note before my time runs out. Just notice that I have this formula I put in for the mean. Just another note. Mean is not a formula. You have to use the average formula. Yay.